love this bike. So fun.
All right, well, time to do a long-term wrap-up on the Transition Spur. It's a bike that I think I've gotten more input on and questions about than almost any other bike. I think second only to the Delano Peak. So I think that's good. Like, a lot of people interested in it. I've had a lot of questions and I tried to answer them as best I can. So I think this is just to try to wrap up a couple years with the bike. So I haven't ridden it a lot until the last couple of weeks, and it just makes me sad that I didn't ride it the whole time. It's literally one of the most incredible bikes I've ever been on. It is amazingly capable from a cross-country perspective, from a pedaling perspective, but I think high-end capability is really good. So I'm only reiterating the things that I have said. So I think for most people, this would be a pretty incredible bike. Now, one of the caveats to that, I think, is the performance of the suspension. And this is an XO1 build. It has the RockShox Sid Ultimate and the Sid Lux Ultimate as well. So race day dampers, incredible performance. However, if you don't stay on top of service intervals, you could have some issues. Performance will degrade very quickly. So I think it's safe to say this suspension is not designed for super heavy duty riding, but the challenge for me is the bike's capable of doing all of those things. So what I had to recently do is buy a new rear shock because there were no 200-hour service kits. And then I had Revolution factory suspension service the fork, and I added some different wheels onto it. So I have some Industry 9 Trail S wheels. So the 1-to-1 hub, carbon hoop, 27.5 internal width. I'm running XC Cush Core, 2.4 Recon in the rear, and a 2.4 Forecaster up front. So relatively small tires, a little bit more aggressive XC, I'd say, but still, I mean, I'm ripping the thing. The bike handles everything. It does it really well. So hopefully that gives you some more insight. I'm on a large. I'm 5'10". I think a large is great. It's a pretty long bike, 1220-ish wheelbase. I think if you were not a very aggressive rider, more cross-country on trails that were a little tighter, I think a medium with a longer stem would work. I rode a medium initially, and I felt it was great. So let me know. Let me know what questions you have. I've said it many times, a great bike. You're starting to see them more available now. Locally, the hub had 2 of them last time I was in there. So I'm excited now that people are actually going to be able to get these bikes, because for the longest time, people said, man, I love your input. I really want one, but I can't find one. So again, let me know. If you have any questions, I'm down to give you my input. But again, I can't stress enough how incredible of a bike I think it is for the majority of people. And moving forward, a couple people have asked, what if you put a longer fork on it, a bigger shock? I may do that. I may actually get with the team at Revolution Factory Suspension and see if I can maybe get a 130 Öhlins fork and then that reservoir rear shock, because I've actually seen that it's a 190 by 45 and they have one. So if I do that, I'll let you know. I have some mixed feelings on it because I don't think the bike will be as snappy with that. It's bound to be a little bit heavier, and I think to take advantage of that, I'd probably want to run a little bit more wheel and tire. And again, I think that's taking away from the spirit of what this bike is, but I'll try it and see. So last but not least, we'd love to see you at a clinic. Check out the schedule at therideseriesmtb.com, or if you want to come to Bentonville and do some private coaching, you can do that with myself, Mason, or Jess the Maker. Just let us know. Send a message to info@therideseriesmtb.com. All right, I'm going to finish up my Airship Costa Rican. And then maybe do some push-ups, pull-ups, whatnot, and then get out later and rip the Oz Trail. So have a super day. Stay positive. Peace out, dumpers.